What Determines Social Class by Kingston Lai and Patricia Maranilla.
Karl Heinrich Marx, born in Trier, Germany on May 5, from 1818 to 1883. Education was University of Bonn and University of Berlin. He published the Communist Manifesto and Das Kapital, works that formed the basis of Marxism. His occupation was historian, economist, journalist, writer, philosopher, politician, and sociologist. His quote was, "The meaning of peace is the absence of opposition to socialism."
Marx two types of social classes. People's relationship to the means of production determines their social class. They are divided between the bourgeoisie, they are the capitalists, the owners of production, and the proletariat, the workers, people who work for the owner.
Class consciousness. One of the groups Marx recognized but did not consider as a social class was lumpen proletariat, criminals, beggars, farmers, and peasants. This group lacks class consciousness, a shared identity based on their position in the means of production. False class consciousness is when workers mistakenly thinking of themselves as capitalists.
Maximilian Karl Emil Weber. He was born in Germany on April 21st, from 1864 to 1920. He is considered the father of modern sociology. Education. He went to Heidelberg University and University of Berlin. His occupation was being an educator, philosopher, scholar, anti-war activist, economist, literary critic, political scientist, journalist, and sociologist. He said, "No sociologist should think himself too good, even in his old age, to make tens of thousands of quite trivial computations in his head and perhaps for months at a time."
Weber's three components of social class, the three P's: property or wealth, power, and prestige.
The first P, property or wealth. This aspect of social class agreed with Marx, but ownership is not the only significant aspect of property. Sometimes powerful people like managers control the means of production even though they are not the owners. For example, Paris Hilton is high in social class because of her connection to the component of property. Her family owns the Hilton industry, resulting in her wealth.
The second P is power. This is the second element of social class. Power is the ability to control others, even over their objections. Sometimes property, power, and prestige can tie into each other, such as Arnold utilized his acting career to be elected as the governor of California.
The third P is prestige. Prestige is a person's high standing among others. People may interchange between these three components to achieve a high social class. You do not necessarily need property or power to gain prestige. For example, Michael Phelps' high prestige brought him wealth. Even though he did not begin with property as a component of his social class, he gained his high prestige through his hard work and skills in swimming in order for him to win a claim of Olympic gold medals.
And these are our sources.